everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play F1 Manager with Potter's McLaren F1 team. Yes, here we are for the second race of the season. It's Jeddah, the Corniche circuit here in Saudi Arabia. So, last race was, of course, at Bahrain, where we finished 13th and 14th. Which is roughly where we expected to finish. Despite that fact, the board weren't happy with us. So, what can you do? What can you do? So before we dive into the race weekend, just a very quick look at one thing. Cars being developed, front wing, underfloor, facilities are being built. Nothing for us to worry about at the moment. But I thought I'd just give you a quick look at the pit crew, which I don't think we did in the last session. But the McLaren pit crew is actually not too shabby. We saw we got some decent pit stops and in real life the McLaren F1's McLaren pit crew rather are usually pretty spot on. As I think I said it at the time, but McLaren and Red Bull's pit crews tend to get the fastest stops, so they're very well drilled. So a balanced approach is fine, but we can specialise our training focus to focus on particular elements of the pit stop, and if we were to use that, I'd suggest that tyre changes and maybe jacks would be probably the best ones to use. Wing adjustment, don't tend to get too many wing adjustments in pit stops unless you damage your wing, which doesn't happen that often, whereas tyre changes happen every pit stop. So yeah, these two could be that would be preferable. Car release a little bit less so. But I think balanced is fine. We're quite uniform across, so we're happy with our pit crew. Paying maintenance costs 50 grand to pay the buggers. Right, anyway. So that's them. We've got obviously a scouting team, engineering team. We don't need to worry about those. So one quick look then at the circuit itself, just to give you a heads up about potential strategies. Compound performance. Average laps times going to be around about 133. 50 laps in this race. There you can see the vital statistics. We're looking at about a 3.5 drop off from soft to mediums in terms of average time, but the softs relatively shortest life, and they drop off at 0.12 seconds per lap. So just over a tenth of a second per lap on the drop off. And then from medium to hard, you've got just about 3.3 0.33 seconds, all right. 3 1/3 tenths. Is that how you say it? Between those two compounds, and the drop off on the mediums is 0.08 seconds per lap, and 5 hundredths for the hards. Hards doing competitive performance from a range of 17 to 42 laps, which means that it's a pretty durable tyre. Which means that, given also the fact that we are anticipating potentially safety car central, because there's only been one race at this track as of 2022. There was obviously another race 2022 in real life, so there's been two now, but as of now there's only been one, and that was rife with virtual safety cars and an actual full safety car twice as well. So a total of more than 5 safety cars plus virtual safety cars combined. I remember watching the race. It was mayhem. So, given that is the situation, I think a medium-hard strategy in the race would be best, giving us more than enough longevity in the tyres, and plus we could take advantage of any safety cars and cut our hard tyre stint short with some softs if necessary. So, that seems to be a pretty decent strategy. So without further ado, I'm going to skip practice. I'm also going to use the practice tool to help with getting the practice setups done quicker, because it's 11 o'clock at night I'm recording this, but I'm in the mood to do it, so I don't want to be here until 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'll get that done, and I'll see you for qualifying. Alright, practice has been done and dusted. We have maximum bonus. Car part knowledge is up to 100% now. Track acclimatisation went well, and of course the setups are pretty much spot on. So here we are. Qualifying has finally arrived. What can we do here in Jeddah? Let's find out as we dive in for a couple of tours around this 6.174 kilometre track. So soft tyres, one flying lap, yeah, everything looking pretty hunky-dory there. Let's dive in.
This is just a radio check.
Yeah, I'm ready to check. All good.
All good.
Track should be green now.
Okay, so strategy for Q1. Q1, this is Q1. We'll send Ricciardo and Norris out early, and then once again right at the end, like we did in the first race. I think we should be able to get into Q2 with this strategy. Oh, Alonso beating us, but we'll get ahead of him if we send somebody out now. So we'll go with Norris out first today. I think we did Ricciardo out first last time, so we'll switch it up a bit. That was a bit of a flurry. So with Norris now, attack, push, deploy.
You can push.
Yep, confirm.
Ricciardo the same. Coming towards the end of the lap here. And we shall ride on board for this first hot lap with Lando Norris.
Let's see what pace you can do.
So here we go, a lap round the Jeddah street circuit.
Use the overtake button.
With Lando Norris. Some nice big Ferris wheel in the background there. So all these corners have, I don't know if these corners have names actually, we've got turn numbers, but given that this is a circuit with the most amount of turns on the calendar, I didn't intend to memorise them, but particularly for circuits that have corner names, I'll try my best to remember the names of the corners so that I can at least provide that context when we're driving around on board and at various points on the tracks, rather than saying we're going round the corner. Be nice to be able to say we're going round the Parabolica, for example, in Monza. But anyway, here we are. We are down the back. Well, it's not a straight, but it's flat out nonetheless. This is a DRS zone, so our DRS is open, as you can see. Shut now. Ocon, get in our flipping way. That could be an issue. Right, let's go on board with Ricciardo, who's also going to stumble across Ocon, it seems. Let's take a look at the split times if we can for both cars. So let's have a look at the middle split will be interesting. The final split will be interesting because that's where the traffic just caught Norris. So Norris crossing the line with a 1:31.3. Daniel Ricciardo now coming down the home straight. I think it'll be quicker. What the hell happened to him? What happened to him? Did I get his engine modes wrong or something? No, he's on deploy, he's on push. He must have got held up big time by somebody on that lap, I didn't see. So yes, we're going to do the same strategy as in Bahrain, take them out at the very last minute to get clear track and get the best track grip possible and track rubber levels possible.
Like a single car.
Hang on, Verstappen is crashed. Round the outside of a Williams, coming down and... Oh dear, and that is a big one. That is a big one. Verstappen into the barriers, wing is off, and he's not got a time yet. That could be absolutely critical with only 4 minutes left of qualifying. Is he going to be able to get the car back and repair to get a time? I highly doubt it. He could be starting this race from the back of the grid. A very big blow for him here at Jeddah. Oh God. Here we go. We've got about 10 seconds before I would really want to start taking out Ricciardo. Eight seconds to change his tyres because I completely forgot to do that. Okay. It's going to be tight. It's going to be a bit tight. Coming down to the final corner, we're going to turn his dials to the max.
Need to push.
Put the deploy on, and fingers crossed,
Use the deploy.
he improves his lap time. Lando is getting pretty close. We'll give him an opportunity to have a try at
Maximum pace.
crossing the line, but now it's looking grim. Looking grim. Looking grim. Is he going to make it? He's going to make it, you know. He's made it. He's made it. Right, Daniel Ricciardo's followed Daniel for this one. time is of the essence in case, in terms of you need a good one. So first sector, let's have a look at his timings. Needs to be green. If it was his first sector that was compromised, of course, it might not have been. Session has ended. Green first sector for Daniel Ricciardo, which is a good sign. People are now coming across the line. We're not overly concerned with the order at the moment because this is only Q1, this is just to get through. As long as you're above 16, the order doesn't matter. So we're not focusing too heavily on the positions right now. But yeah, Ricciardo at risk. I can't see any of those cars. Has Verstappen coming out? Verstappen has made it out. Wing change? Or has he? No! He hasn't made it. That's quite catastrophic for him. Right, anyway, so Ricciardo at risk, but all the cars behind him have finished, so he's no longer going to be eliminated. He's made it through. But let's see if he improves his time. Just for confidence purposes. His energy recovery system is drained. We put it on too early with him. So, not the best of sessions for Daniel, was it there? Compromised probably by traffic in the first section and an ERS deployment issue in the second lap. Not section, lap rather. First lap compromised with traffic. Second lap compromised by ERS usage. But hopefully we'll sharpen that up in Q2. The key thing is both cars are through. Unlike, just got to rub it in here. Unlike Max Verstappen. Right, we're going to send out Ricciardo first this time. We're gonna split them. So Ricciardo going start and end, Lando doing near end and end. So we'll fly around with Daniel Ricciardo coming around the final corner very soon. DRS open. I think this was the scene in 2021. This was the scene, the area, I think it was right on this bend here, where Hamilton and Verstappen had that bit of a drama at the back end of the 2021 season because they were vying for the DRS, because there's a DRS detection point literally right here. I think it's literally on this corner, there's the line. The DRS detection zone is there, and they were, throughout that race, people were trying to tactically get DRS, and there was a whole issue with Verstappen driving into the back of Hamilton driving to the back of Verstappen because there was a bit of gamesmanship going on regarding that DRS detection point. Because if you go over that DRS detection point ahead of your opponent, it's actually a bad thing because your opponent gets DRS down this massive straight. So there was a few little to-dos in that race. It was rather exhilarating as a Hamilton fan, and as a Verstappen fan, I'm sure it would have been quite as exhilarating. Hamilton won the race in the end, but naturally, as we all know, the championship didn't go his way. But anyway, here we are with Daniel Ricciardo. We're checking the outside of the car view so you can get a good view of the circuit here. He's going to be taking the first lap, so there's no real split times to worry about. But yeah, he's just having a pedal to the metal blast around Jeddah, and let's hope that he gets a decent time. Meanwhile, we've got all the cars on the track, it looks like, for their first runs, so I'm kind of thinking now would be actually a good time for Lando to go out because he won't be caught in traffic. You know what? Let's do it. He shouldn't be caught in traffic because everybody's on an out lap now. Apart from most of us, we're on a hot lap, but we're well away from Lando, so I think he should be fine there. So here comes Daniel Ricciardo. Let's drive on board for the final corner down the pit straight. The McLaren blasting down, ERS being deployed, full beans. Here we go. He's got a 1:31.4. I can't remember what his actual time was in the first session, but this has surely got to be his best qualifying time yet. No traffic issues, no ERS issues, so he should be good to go there. But this is actually a really good time for Ricciardo because he's ahead of both Alfa Romeos. A Ferrari we expect to improve. We're 4 tenths quicker than a Haas. That's a good time for Ricciardo. Not going to be a good time for Norris though. Not going to be a good time for Norris. Perez going into 4th position. Okay, let's see the time. Let's see the time. Read it and weep. Oh, okay. Everything I say is just going completely the opposite way. The first session, what did I say? This is going to be a good time, Ricardo, and oh, it's a crap time. And this is going to be a crap time for Norris. Oh, it's a good time. He's only a tenth slower than Ocon. He's quicker than a Red Bull. Do you know what, Potter? Just sit back and chill out.
Just be careful with this tyre.
Just sit back, Potter, chill out, let your drivers do their stuff. They know what they're doing, clearly you don't. Right, here we go. So we've got Ricardo coming round the final corner. Let's get the beans on.
Go, Kate. Push. Okay,
Let's get
understood.
all the marbles on. Let's go, go, go. Full beans, full Porsche, I suppose. I said I supposed to take that off before the race starts. I saw, for God's sake. I'm not going to do that in qualifying anymore. In practice, it's fine avoiding curves and stuff, but not for qualifying because I'll just forget to take it off. Right, anyway, let's go. So he's probably got a compromised exit by avoiding the curbs down the straight. Never mind. But we'll ride on board with Daniel Ricciardo, who's most at risk here. Let's have a look at split times. We're interested in sector times. Leclerc's going to improve, which will push us down to 10th. Bottas is improving. Tsunoda is improving. Alonso is improving. You know, so we need to improve ourselves.
That is the end of the session.
So what are we on? First sector. Is it green? We're faster. We're green in the first one. Ricciardo's been pushed down to 12th position so far. Track evolution looks to be good here, so we should go faster ourselves. Depends how much faster these guys have gone. Perez has moved up to 3rd, so he's out of reach. Tsunoda should be in reach, but it's all about the Alfa Romeo of Joe here. What's he going to do? Alonso should move up too. Second sector, here we come. Are we green? It needs to be green. It is green. Okay. Norris, slower first sector, faster second sector. It depends how slow and how fast they are combined. Right, let's get those lap times on the board here. Let's get those lap times on the board. We need to make up 3/10 to get into Q3. I can't see that happening. I've never seen such big increases in pace across two laps in this game. Nah, a 10th. It's usually about a 10th. Norris, a 10th. Look how close he was to Q3. We're talking here less than a 100th of a second, was that? So when people say, right, you know, or why on earth are you trying to burn the fuel off? It's not going to make that much of a difference. You know, we're talking hundredths of a second here. You know, if we went faster by just 1/100th of a second, we'd be in Q3 in that final top 10 showdown. The fine margins. That's why these little tweaks and little things that we try to do to maximise. That's the sport. Everything you do is to maximise as much time. And if you could make a 100th or a half a 10th by doing something in F1, you're going to do it because those half a tenths make a difference. Sometimes a big difference. But anyway, our qualifying is done in Q2 again, 11th and 14th, which is not too shabby. Lando outperforming Daniel again. This could well be the common theme of the season. But yeah, we're going to have to simulate the rest of the session.
Tension continues to build here as race day begins.
Straight to race day.
McLaren did well during qualifying. They maximized their potential and are in a good position for the race today.
Oh, good.
Haas met their potential in qualifying, and they'll be expected to make a good start from the grid. Let's see if they can make it work for them. And the sky is looking grey and cloudy today. An effective tyre strategy could prove very valuable as the race plays out.
Effective
Well,
tyre
the streets
strategy.
of Jeddah are abuzz, and the teams are nearly ready for the start of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
So there's going to be a couple of things to keep an eye on in this race. First of all, we're going to keep an eye on our drivers and our battles with no doubt the Haases and the Alpines and the Alfa Romeos, which is roughly where we were in the last race. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on. But also, we're going to try our best to keep a close eye on how Verstappen gets through the field. Because clearly he's out of position and in, at the moment, probably the second best car. So let's have a look at what happened in qualifying Q3. So here's the Q3 results. So it's a Ferrari front row lockout for the second race in a row. Charles Leclerc with a 129.1 and yeah, 129.3, 2 tenths on his team. That's a pretty healthy lead. And a further 10th back for Sergio Perez in the Red Bull. Bottas in the Alpha. 4th, out-qualifying the Mercs. Interesting. George out-qualifying Russell, 5th. Alonso will have a big grid penalty. He's in 6th, so it'll probably be a 5 place, I would have thought. Maybe 5 for a penalty for a crash, possibly, which will put him behind 1, 2, 3, 4. Would it put behind Norris or just in front of him? We'll see. I think he should be behind Norris, so I think Norris will bounce up to 11 and he'll be down to 12. 2, 3, 4. We'll see. It always confuses me that. But yeah, there you go. And Ocon and Gasly and yeah. So this is where we, with Lando, if we can finish in 11th, we'd be gutted, really, wouldn't we? Because it's so close to the points. Top 10 score the points, of course. So yes, the race is upon us. Strategies to devise, and then the fun one games will start. So I'm going to record the race tomorrow. You're going to see it all in the same video. It's no difference to you. But as I said, I'll be in different attire, in my work attire, and I'm going to go now and grab a hot chocolate and get myself to bed because I'm up at 6 in the flipping morning and it's already midnight. So yes, hopefully we'll have a good race. So. See you on the grid for me tomorrow, for you in a second. Okay, hello folks, welcome back to the race here at Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Right, different day, same attire. This is now 2 days after I recorded the qualifying and the practice because I couldn't record yesterday. So hopefully we see this today, which is Saturday the 7th. If not, something's gone horrendously wrong. Right, as I said, I believe I said anyway, earlier in the video, or did I say? Maybe not, I don't know. I think I did when we were looking at the strategies. Mediums onto hards is potentially the best strategy here. So we'll be doing that for both our drivers, and we've got a little bit of play. Going longer on the medium will net us a bit more buffer on the hards. But yeah, we're gonna be flexible with our strategy. And of course, we know that there's a higher chance of a virtual or full-blown safety car here. There was a virtual safety car in practice 1, there was a virtual safety car in practice 2, there were 3+ virtual safety cars in the race in 2021. So yeah, we've got potential for a bit of a shake-up. So we're going to be on our toes today, for certain. Right, so we're going to start the medium with both. No split strategies today. Lando's strategy that was slightly different in the last race didn't do him any favours, but still he fought back to a respectable position. Right, 50 laps of fuel. We can actually underfuel our car if we so desire. Every kilogram of fuel, I can't remember how much it costs you. Martin Brundle usually states this every so often, but 2 tenths or something. Anyway, a kilogram of fuel costs you some time, so underfueling can be a strategy. I'm not going to do that though, because it requires quite a bit of fuel conservation at some point. Right, pace mode, off the line, first lap, let's go. Full beans. Oh, we can actually change our engines here. Oh, perfect. Practice engine, race and qualifying engine. Let's bob them back in, shall we? Gearbox, race, gearbox, look at that. I thought we couldn't change them. I'm hoping that we can change them out. These are our allotted engines and gearboxes, so there should be no penalty. Right, okay, so changing to the race/qualifying engines. That's fine for Daniel, and same again for good old Lando Norris here. Get this done. There we go. Look at that. Get the proper race gear on, and let's get him pushing off the line. Right then, so that's it. I think that's everything. Tyre strategy sorted, car part sorted, fuel is sorted, and the driver's pushing from the off. We'll follow Lando from the start because he's on the higher grid position. So without further ado, let's dive in to the race here at Saudi Arabia, where, of course, one of the main attractions of this race is going to be watching Max Verstappen fight his way from the back of the grid.
Cloudy skies tonight, with the drivers now having taken position on the grid. And there's Lando Norris. Slower than most yesterday, so today they'll be starting from the bottom half of the grid.
Cheeky!
And behind them, it's Ricciardo. They're starting in the bottom half of the grid today, so there's a lot of cars between them and the podium. The teams are ready to go.
We were 11th, not 18th, you know what I mean?
It's almost time.
Cheeky.
For the Saudi
Right,
Arabia
here we go.
Grand Prix.
3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights.
It's lights out.
And we're off
Away
and
we go.
racing on board with Lando Norris. Here we go. So he's in 11th position. Verstappen still at the back of the grid. Going down into the first corner. Oh, he's getting nipped up the outside there. Joe, I can't even pronounce his bloody name wrong.
Yeah, that was a good job.
Oh no, we've got ahead of it. We're in 10th. Forget what I'm saying. Forget what I'm saying. We've gone up a position.
It's a new race position for Haas.
But
Here's the
unfortunately
replay.
for Ricciardo,
Right,
it looks like
watch this.
he's been
There's
overtaken.
Schumacher.
Schumacher getting around the inside there of Daniel Ricciardo. So Ricciardo losing out a position, whilst
Get past, which moves them up a position.
Lando making a position. Mixed
And the
fortunes.
team had such high
Mixed
hopes.
fortunes for the McLaren boys here. Ricciardo down into 15th position. Back on board with Lando Norris. We're now getting into a rhythm and a routine, so we're going to turn
Just be
down
careful with this tyre.
for now
Confirm.
until we get into a bit of a rhythm now.
Keep
Verstappen.
looking after the tyre.
Understood.
Okay, very good, very good. Move, please, thank you. Verstappen still at the back of the grid. Not making any positions here so far, but there's a long way to go in this race, of course. Right, back on board with Norris. First 3 laps, of course, no DRS, so we need to make sure that we kind of stick within a second of the car in front, which means we may have to utilise some pushing, some engine mode, and some ERS. But for now, we're just line astern. Okay, coming live to some action. There's a yellow flag. Somebody could be off. Who is it? But first of all, I just wanted to check the tyres, what tyre strategy we've got going on here. So Bottas on a set of softs here, used softs, only 78%. He's going to have to two-stop, more than likely from this position. Gasly on a used set of softs too. Some fresh softs down the grid here, so softs onto hards. Got to be a two-stop, surely. Quite a few on mediums, quite a few on hard. Well, a handful on hards here. So interesting tyre strategies. Thought Verstappen might have gone onto hard to try go for a long first stint, give him that position, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, now what's happened? Who has met their demise here potentially? Any errors on this kind of circuit usually involves barriers. So let's have a look. What's gone on here? Okay,
Let's take a closer
Sonoda.
look. Now let's look at this. The focus on Sonoda. They go wide right off the racing line.
Oh, come on, he dipped a tyre slightly over the curb. Hardly worth the drama now, was it? Right. There's been an incident. We're coming live. Uh-oh. Sorry about that, folks. Right. Okay, so Norris is just dropping slightly further back from the car in front, so give me a second. I'm going to have to start a little bit of strategizing, a bit of pushing on the engine, maybe a little bit of slight pushing on the tyres to make that gap up a little bit. Daniel Ricciardo within half a second. DRS is enabled this lap.
DRS enabled. DRS enabled.
We need to catch up though.
Maximum pace.
There we go, we've closed the gap. We're within DRS now. We're still within DRS. The first DRS zone, I believe, is actually on this back. Well, you can't see. I'm pointing on the mini-map. You can't see. My face is covering it. Okay. Tyres are getting a little bit warm. It's fine. Keep going. Keep going. So, yeah. Daniel Ricciardo still within half a second of Mick Schumacher. So he's got the DRS. It's going to be a DRS train, unfortunately, so we're going to just conserve and not do anything too much. But we will stick within DRS zone with Norris because he was dropping. Right, back to standard, back to balance, and take advantage of the DRS now. We should be crossing the detection point there. I believe that's the detection point. And the DRS will open very shortly. Oh, that could have been the detection line, actually. Well, that could have been the DRS line. I don't know. This is a new circuit. I'm not overpaying with a point here. But anyway, we have DRS. We had DRS past tense, but we are clinging on to the back of Fernando Alonso. Still looks to be very much as we were with the positions. There's another detection point going down into the back straight. We could try to deploy, but he's going to get DRS in the car in front, so it's kind of a moot point right now. We're not going to waste our ERS. We're not going to waste any fuel. We'll save that for later in the race, potentially, when we might need to make some moves. So as long as we're within DRS right now, we'll stick in this train and see what opportunities spring forth later in the race. Safety cars, virtual safety cars, undercuts. We'll see what happens, but again, it's processional, so we'll cut to when something happens, and it's hopefully something more than somebody dipping a tyre over a curb. Okay, we're on lap 5. Just started lap 5. We haven't really cut too much out. Don't want to make it so that you can't follow what's going on. So I'm not going to make too many large cuts. But Carlos Sainz is absolutely harassing Perez, who doesn't have DRS on Leclerc, so he's vulnerable to being passed by the Ferrari of Sainz. This is the closest battle on the track at the moment. Norris still quite nicely tucked up behind Alonso in DRS range. Guan Yu Zhou just about clinging on. Ricciardo in a DRS train, which has been fronted by Tsunoda, who has dropped off the back of the Alfa Romeo in front, and Verstappen is past Albon and is now harassing Lance Stroll in his fight back through the field. But his fight back is taking some time here. Not looking good for Verstappen right now. But yeah, back to Norris, and we'll cut when something else happens. Okay, stand by your beds. There's some action up front. Sainz with the DRS open, side by side with Checo Perez, and he makes it past. But then Perez is going to get DRS down the home straight. Remember when I was talking about the Hamilton situation with Verstappen in 2021? This is the exact same situation. He passed him, but he's got the DRS on the straight because of where the detection line is. Now, can Perez make the place back down the straight? It looks like he's not going to do it. Sainz keeping the position. Close stuff. Alright, we're back on lap 7 of 50 here, and the closest battle on track right now is between teammates Russell and Hamilton. Russell, no DRS on Bottas. Hamilton, DRS on Russell. The two Mercedes now going to duke it out. Let's have a look. We'll follow this one for a little while. Let's see if Hamilton can pass. Oh, it's side by side here. Very tight. Hamilton is edging ahead here. Russell's not backing down without a fight, though. Look at this. Toto will probably having kittens in the garage. But look at this again. Passing just before the DRS. It didn't work for Perez, though, so let's see. Will Russell get the toe here? Down the straight into turn 1. Hamilton probably using some of his ERS to defend here, but look at that. Russell getting down the outside. Oh, so close. So close. Punctures, front wings, all kinds of mayhem can happen in a situation like that. But the end result is Hamilton is still ahead. Russell not making the move stick. Very close. And Perez is back ahead of Sainz. You'll notice something's happened there. Right, Verstappen has passed Stroll and is now on the back of Latifi, trying to make his way through the field. It's slow progress. It's painstakingly slow progress if you're Verstappen or a Verstappen fan right now. Ricciardo still in 15th on the back of that train, and Norris just tucked up in 10th position, biding his time. Norris, we've missed it. He's passed Gasly here. Gasly's tyres already dropping off. Let's hope we get a replay of that one. But we've passed him before the DRS line, so we need to put a bit of deployment on, a bit of engine mode, and a bit of pushing here. Let's ride on board rear wing camera.
McLaren gain a position.
Let's watch the overtake.
Now just take a look at the McLaren.
Down the back straight, right before the detection line. Ooh, who's going to get it? Who's got the DRS? Who was ahead? Who was behind at the detection? Yeah, it was him.
They make it look so easy.
So here we go, running back on board, rear wing camera.
Back in the garage.
Can he hold it into turn 1? Yes, he can. He holds it into turn 1. Back to neutral because I think we're within the DRS zone of the car overhead, which is Alonso right now. No, we're just outside. So bit of deployment to catch up to Alonso, a bit of pushing. We'll go aggressive rather than too much attack. Let's ride on board. Slightly different onboard camera here, just offset from centre. We need to catch back up to Alonso, get back into his DRS. We're gapping Gasly. If we can break Gasly's DRS, we could really be in a good position. We'll just keep him like this for a little bit, maybe a lap tops. See if we can break this DRS 1 second to the car behind. We are doing it. We are doing it. Ricciardo very close to Mick Schumacher. Verstappen is now past Latifi. Next stop, Sebastian Vettel for him. But this is where the action is right now. Norris in the points, in ninth. He's trying to cling on to Alonso. We've broken the DRS of Gasly, which means we're going to now go back into our steady
Just
mode
be careful
here.
with this tyre.
Conserving and waiting for the next opportunity to pounce. Don't forget, Alonso hasn't got the DRS on Ocon, so we can really pounce here. There we go, passing there, deploying, pushing, attacking, down the pit straight. Can we make another position? And Lando Norris is on the move. Yes, we can. Look at this. Let's go into the director cam.
Stay close.
Oh, look at that. We're going to get the move done right before turn 1. Nice and comfy, but we've got to prepare for the fight back. Fight back, not on. Let's again keep the modes active. Let's see if we can create that 1 second gap to Alonso now. Get onto the back of Ocon for some DRS. This is looking very good for Norris so far. So far, so good. Oh, we got no. No. It's cat and mouse. It's cat and mouse with those timing sectors. Just over a second. Looks like there's a switcheroo. Bottas is down to 6th. Both Mercedes have passed him. He's gone from 4th to 6th. His soft tyres will be dropping off. The soft tyre runners right now are starting to struggle. 2 stops. It's going to have to be a 2-stop for them. Not ideal.
And recharge off.
Alonso will more than likely get us back. I think he'll be faster in a straight fight than us, but we've done very well to get to this position. So we'll switch back to this camera mode, and I'll keep you posted what's going on. In fact, let's hold that thought. Soft runner Bottas already in the pits on lap 12. There's no way he's making it to the end. Let's see what tyres he puts on. I've got a bacon and egg sandwich here, going very cold, but hey, needs must. Ferrari 1-2 again. A set of hards going on. I don't think they're going to last to the end of the race. All the soft tyre runners beginning to pit now. There's no way they're lasting. But they could be. They could be banking on a safety car to extend their hard tyre life, thus enabling them to do a 1-stop on soft hard. It's a bit of a risk. It's a bit of a risk because if there isn't any safety cars, they ain't making it. Right, Ricciardo up to 12 due to the pit stops. Car ahead doesn't have DRS, so we can attack Tsunoda here. Norris has got Alonso over the back of him. It's going to be difficult for us to fight this, so we're not going to fight this with Norris. Just focusing on overall race pace rather than overly defending at this occasion. We're well in the points here, that's fine. Right, this is our next focus now. For those of you assuming I'm neglecting poor old Ricciardo, there's no neglect here, but now we've got an opportunity. We're just waiting for this opportunity. DRS, no DRS for the car in front. Now's the time to push. Now's the time to push. Look at it, now we're gaining, you see. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to set a move up for the back straight, or the home straight. We're going to set a move up, see if we can get overtake mode on, attack mode on, hoping to get him down the pit straight. Not here. Get your DRS from here, and then boot it. Boot it right down. Overtake everything. Full beans. Let's go. Let's get him. Let's get him. Here we go. This should be easy. There we go. Cruising past. Just a bit of deploy
Well done.
and push, just to hopefully consolidate that position for a bit,
Use
for
the
half a
overtake
lap.
button. Understood.
Magnussen, 1.9 seconds. We don't have to see a replay. We saw it live, folks. We saw it live. That's it. Make the gap. Make the gap. We've made the gap. Look at that. Quite easily made the gap. That's pretty cool. Let's keep him in this mode for now because we can get onto the back of Magnussen here. Let's go on board with Daniel as he's now been given the order. Close the gap. Close that gap on Magnussen. Come on. The time to pounce is now. A double points finish. Could it be possible after the first race of the season? McLaren fans will be happy bunnies if that's the case, but there's a long way to go. Norris in 8th. Looks like he's been passed by Alonso. Only just recently, actually. I've not seen that in this game where people start...
Well, you were currently in P8.
Beep, beep, beep.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
We've got him at the wrong moment again. Let's have a look at the...
Let's take a look at the replay.
Let's have a look at the initial
Now watch
pass.
this. Here's Alonso's car.
Fair enough. So
And
he...
there they go,
So he passed
moving up
us
a position.
right
Just
before the detection
incredible
point, and we got
manoeuvring.
DRS on him, and then we passed him on the detection
And
point,
that
so he's got
was a bitter blow for
DRS
the
on
team.
us down the pit straight, so he's probably going to get his position back. Cat and
Nice
mouse.
job.
Cat and mouse. Ricardo is within a second, but this is where it's going wrong now. Well, it's going to go wrong because Alonso's going to get back past us, I'm sure. Which is perfectly and reasonably fine. Just cling on to the back of him, you'll be okay. Oh, look at that! Whoa! Whoa! Fastest lap for Daniel Ricciardo. He is on the move. He's on the charge. Right, we're going to harvest.
Okay, keep looking after the tyre.
We're going to harvest and not push too much now because we're within the zone. Let's charge this battery and set ourselves up and attack down the pit straight if we can. Bit of engine pushing to compensate for the harvesting, I think, should be in order, but we should still maintain our less than 1 second gap here. Bit of harvest. Oh, it's Ricardo's turn to be on the move. So the current positions, as you can see, Leclerc, Perez, Sainz have been battling the entire race. The two Mercedes. Hamilton now pulled away from Russell a little bit. Ocon is actually gaining on Russell. And as we speak, Sainz has passed Perez. Yeah. Gonna go neutral.
Recharge off, recharge off.
Recharge off. So down this straight we're gonna get a nice dose of
Okay,
DRS. And at this point, let's see if we can make it count.
Let's try and push off.
We might be a bit far away, but it's a long straight, so here we go. Let's see if we were too far. We've got the slipstream, we've got the full beans,
Okay, use deploy.
we've used deploy off the straight, although it's exhausted now, we had it off the straight, and yeah, sailing on by. Neutral, we'll keep on push for now. Let's see if we can once again build a second gap to the car behind. Give ourselves some breathing room, but up to P10 for Ricciardo. P10, double points.
Gain a position.
Double points at the moment. He'll probably get back past us, but yeah. Right, I'm going to cut to and... Oh, no, I'm not, because Alonso is in the pits. Alonso is in the pits. Seems a little bit early. I'm not saying that. We are entering the pit window. We'll maintain full on-board status here until the pits are done and dusted, so we can see where we shake up. But look at that, Verstappen up to 12th, harassing Tsunoda.
Alonso pitted as well.
So patience is the key in this race, it seems. Patience is the key.
Let's see
Magnussen
what happened there.
back past.
All eyes on
We
Kevin
did say it was going to
Magnussen here.
happen. He doesn't have the raw pace, it seems, of Magnussen. Maybe a bit of strategy required to oust him.
And they clear
But,
it.
Seemed easy enough. And we've pushed our tyres clearly a little bit more than he has. Got a bit more life left in his. Okay. Right, we will now cut to when something else happens. See you shortly. Okay,
Alfa Romeo just moved up a place.
as you can see,
Let's have a look.
Lando Norris
Take another look.
losing a
There
place.
we have Joe.
So Guan Yu Zhou here. He was gaining and gaining and gaining, and he's got past on the pit straight.
Gaining a position there. Oh, they make it look so easy.
It's because it was easy, Crofty. Bloody hell, it was just put your foot down and open your DRS and you sail on by. Where's the skill in that, I ask you? But anyway, yeah, it's fine. We're playing the slightly longer game now, rather than pushing and messing around. We know we've got our pit stop coming up shortly. We're going to put the hammer down for the pit stop in lap. But that's not going to be for a little while. We're going to pit Norris first, give him the benefit of being ahead on the track. He gets the preferable strategy, or the choice, you know, when to come in first. I think undercutting here probably could well be good, but don't want to come in too early. If you remember the hard tyre, if we put it on too soon, will just about eke out to the end. So we want to give ourselves a bit more of a buffer than that. So although our lap strategy is saying coming here, maybe we should change that. With both drivers, to be fair. Okay, that'll do. So Lando coming in. We're hoping to undercut Guan Yu Zhou here. Well, we were hoping to maybe even Ocon too, but he's already pit. So this is
just remind you, use the pit limiter in the pit lane.
this is to get us ahead of Guan Yu. Okay, Ricciardo, it's fine. Ricciardo, we're going to have to change his strategy on right now. So there's his strategy. He's going on to hards. Looks like we are sure we can't extend with him, which means we might as well give him full attack, full engine mode.
Let's have maximum pace this lap.
Let's attack this in lap, and let's see where Norris has come out. Norris has come out into 12th position, which is perfectly fine. He's got a nice free air. We've got to be very careful on these tyres, don't forget, so we're just not going to push him. We're now playing the long game with Norris, just hopefully some consistent lap times, some decent lap times, hoping to undercut Guan Yu, who, let's see if he pits this lap. Daniel Ricciardo coming into the pits, of course, too. So lots going on right now. A lot of pits, and we'll see how it all shakes up when everybody's done their pit stops. How many people left to pit? Not many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more cars left to pit. So we are pretty much done and dusted with the pit stops. But let's ride on board with Daniel. Is Guan Yu in the pits? No, he's staying out a bit longer. He's on the hards. Ah, that's why. He's on the hards. He's got a few more laps left in those before he has to pit. Okay, that's fine. So, yeah, I'm quite happy. Oh. Sorry. I have to actually still tell him to come in, even though it's his optimal strategy. Well, I thought he was just going to come in by himself. We better bring him in. Bit this lap. Do I have to wipe your own ass for you too? Bloody hellfire, you know the strategy, man. Yeah, but you didn't tell me to box. Oh, for heaven's sake. Well, we're extending unintentionally. Ricciardo in the pits. McLaren pit crew. No real pressure here. Nice and 2.8. Steady away. Who remembers when pit stops were like 10 seconds to refuel and put tyres on and stuff? They're now 2.5 seconds. Blink and literally you'll miss it. Right, it looks like Verstappen's got us, but we're ahead of Tsunoda, so that's actually not a bad result, really. And if we can cling on to a little bit, we can push for a lap on these tyres because we have extended, so we will do. See if we can get onto the DRS of Verstappen and maybe drag us along a little bit. That'd be quite nice. So yeah, join me when the doo-doo hits the fan, or we've got reason to celebrate. Who knows? See you in a second. Right, we've got Ricciardo on the back of Mick Schumacher, who's just been passed by Max Verstappen, who is now bearing down upon Lando Norris, and of course this is quite pertinent for any points that we might have our eye set on today, because of course he gets past us. That's an extra car in front of us, which limits our chance of finishing 10th. Currently 11th, but with Joe to pit, we're anticipating getting ahead of him. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, we should get Mick Schumacher. We'll stay on board with Daniel. We're just nicely in a zone. Let's have a look at the tyres. Difference. Yeah, much fresher hards. This shouldn't even require any management. We should be able to blast past him down the pitch straight without too much issue, just simply because we've got better tyres. We'll have DRS, we won't even have to put any pushing or anything here. This should be a done deal, and then we should be able to pull away. So I think he may well have been one of the drivers that came in early because they were on the soft tyre, and as I said, they're going to have to two-stop, which without safety cars in this race is not the optimum strategy. So they've really shot themselves, and he didn't even get to the pit straight, passing before then. Let's watch it. Let's watch it off board. Look at that, swoops round the outside of the first turn of the chicane, and then puts him onto the inside for the exit. And yeah, DRS was open. Done deal. Done deal. And he should be able to pull away. Now, he will have the DRS down the straight, will Mick Schumacher, but given that we got the fresher tyres, it still shouldn't make much of a difference. We'll have the better traction from the corner. I'm saying that he's gaining quite quickly, and we haven't defended here, but I don't think we need to. I think we're fine. And we don't want to take too much life out of the tyres here, so we'll still continue to ride on board with Ricciardo until we've broken that 1 second rule. We'll just give him a little bit of push, and a little bit of push for half a lap to break that 1 second. And then we'll should be in a nice little spot. Verstappen definitely gaining on Norris quite quickly. You would expect that, wouldn't you? He's in a Red Bull, for God's sake. Right, anyway. Just about there. Almost there. As soon as we break it, we'll turn down the modes. We're over a second away. Does he get DRS, or have we just broke it at the right time? I think we've just broke it at the right time. Yep. Looks like we have. Over a second away, certainly. Yeah, 1.2. That's it. Nicely done. Nicely done, Daniel. Nicely done. We'll now go balanced. Hopefully he won't get back at us, and we can now just gently ease away. Just one last check down this straight. Is he going to get the slipstream? Nah. Okay, he is closing a little bit, but nowhere near enough, I don't think. He's getting back in a second, though. A little bit of slipstream down the straight. But yeah, we're definitely there. We're definitely there. Right, here we go. Norris, he's a world of his own, I suppose you can say. But we do have Verstappen bearing down. And it's a fight that we are not really going to win, let's be honest. We have no DRS in front of us. He'll get DRS behind us. He's got a faster car. He should be able to swoop on by. It's not a fight that we should put up. It'll slow us down and harm our tyres more, which is, we're not really fighting him. He's going to just cruise off into the distance once he passes us. We're fighting Joe here for you know, I was going to say for a point scoring position, but even if we pass him, that'll put us into 11th. It's Gasly we'd have to pass. Are any of these guys on a two-stop ahead of us? Apart from him. Oh, he's on one stop. Russell, one stop. Yeah. Getting a points finish here with Norris might be a bit of a challenge. Looking at these intervals and what people are doing, but you never know. We'll live in hope. And a nice healthy 1.8 seconds. Right, okay, so join me when something happens. Alright, we're back again. It's barely a lap later, really, to be fair, and it's because the inevitable is soon to happen. Verstappen is now right on the gearbox of our Lando here, and this should be a done deal. Near enough. If he doesn't pass him here, he's going to pass him on the pit straight, you would imagine. So we'll ride on board with Lando here. We're not going to fight it. We're not going to fight it. It makes no sense. Yeah, straight past. Lando swears again. Wash your mouth up with soap, young man.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's not your fight. Come on. Just
Red Bull gained a place.
Just try to keep in the DRS and get a bit of a tow. Just a very quick check-in. We're on lap 29 and 50 now. Not much has changed really, other than Verstappen has passed Gasly now. But Perez and Sainz still continue to be locked horns in a battle for second, really, you can imagine, because Leclerc, who has already pitted, is only 2.3 seconds behind. A whole pit stop ahead now, really, of these two. Yes, they're going to pit. Yes, they're going to put on probably a set of mediums. If they extend it, they might be able to get away with a set of softs towards the end, who knows, but the likelihood of them catching Leclerc, even on fresher tyres, is, I'd say, slim to none. Their best bet, of course, is a safety car, because there'll be much fresher tyres if they do come out behind him on fresh tyres. But yeah, Leclerc is looking pretty good so far for race victory. Commentators curse, but it's not a curse. We don't care if he doesn't do what we say he's going to do. But yeah, close battle for second at the moment. Leclerc cruising up to the back of his teammate. Interesting stuff. Anyway, Norris still 12th, Ricciardo still 13th. Kind of in no man's land. But Mick Schumacher not gaining on Ricciardo and Norris not really gaining on Gasly. So it's kind of a static situation. So we'll be back soon. Okay, so Sainz and Perez are pitting at the same time here, folks. Lap 32. Sainz ahead from the pits. But Perez is still right behind. They're going to be going at it hammer and tongs for the rest of this race. Hammer and tongs. But look at the gap that Leclerc has got here. Look at this gap. 19 seconds. It'll probably extend to about 22, 23, I reckon, quite quickly, whilst they get their tyres warmed up. But yeah, he is in cruise control mode right now. Guan Yu still hasn't pitted. His tyres, 37%. He's got to be pitting very shortly. We want to see where he comes out, so when he pits, we'll be back to see that. Right, we've got Russell in the pits. He's coming in for a set of mediums, which will take him to the end. I'm sure Joe must be pitting this lap. It looks like he's going across. He's in the pits, right, here we go. Where's Norris? Oh, look at that, he's already in the pit straight. Of course, Joe will have much fresher tyres. We're almost, I say almost, battling with Russell there, but not quite. So Joe, still there, he comes out, he's going to be on fresher mediums, so may well start to make inroads, but look what we've got here. We've got Ricciardo in front of us and him, so we could use Ricciardo to try to hold him up a little bit for Norris. In fact, we'll definitely need to do that, and he's going to catch Ricciardo quite quickly, to be fair. He's on very fresh mediums. We're on, several lap-old hards. He's going to make a massive inroad here, and I mean, how likely is it for us to hold him up enough? I don't know, but we're soon going to find out. We'll cut to when that action hots up. It should only take a couple of laps. Alright, so we've got 15 laps of this race left. 15 laps, and well, yeah, as anticipated, Joe is right on the back of Ricciardo. Gonna have to start to think about doing a little bit of this, holding the cars up behind. Now, Sainz is actually, I'm just going to pause it because I need to make sure that I'm ready for this fight here. Let's have a look at the lap times very quickly. So, Sainz is making about a second a lap on Leclerc. There's 14 laps to go now, and he's got a gap of 15 seconds. It might well be closer than it might have first appeared for the race victory here. it might well be closer than it appeared. But we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that one. Verstappen, of course, is now in 7th. His tyres are pretty much in line with people around him. But something interesting is developing here between Norris and Gasly. Norris has got fresher tyres than Gasly. This is for the final points paying position here. So this is very, very vital. So we're gaining ever so slightly. Look at this. We're about 0.2 a lap quicker at the moment than Gasly. Slightly fresher tyres. There could be a battle on for 10th in the next, well, towards the back end of this race. Worth keeping an eye on. We've got him on that. We've got him on that. We're not pushing. We're hoping maybe that we can save ourselves some life at the end of our tyres to really have a go towards the back end. So this could be quite interesting. That's if, of course, Ricciardo manages to hold this man up. So here we go. Can he do it? Let's see if he can. And if he can, for how long? We need him to hold him up for at least a good 5 or 6 laps, you know, at the very least, to support Norris here. We've got a safety car. We've got a yellow flag. Somebody spun. Who is it? We've had a crash on the track. It's Stroll. Is it going to bring out any sort of issue? Let's have a look. He's like, oh, he's dropped it in the final corner. Oof.
That crash is terrible news for the team.
I don't think that's going to bring any safety cars out or anything like that. He should be able to rectify that car and get going again. But a bit of a lapse in concentration, perhaps? Anyway, we need to focus properly now because this is the key to getting some points. So we need to give this our maximum attention, which means making sure that we keep this man right behind us. So full usage now required of ERS, engine mode, pushing, and we don't have a lot of ERS to speak of really. Oh, this is going to be a done deal, isn't it? This is really going to be a done deal. But we're going down the pit straight in a second, so deploy, push and push. We might not even be able to hold him up this one lap. Gasly pitting again! Bottas pitting again. Again, these must have been the soft runners. Their hard's not able to take them to the end. We can go to the end, but they're going to come out on probably a set of softs and really charge down. This is going to be very interesting. This is where a safety car now would help us, because if we can pit under safety car conditions or virtual safety car conditions, we'd get the jump on both of those guys. So a virtual safety car in the next couple of laps will be perfect right now. Let's see what happens though. This is very, very interesting. Different strategies coming into effect. We're not going to be able to hold him up for too much longer, but we've got the pace down the straight though. We've got the pace down the straight. Back to, we're going to harvest in the twisty bits, balanced and standard. Keeping him at bay. This is the focus of our strategy. And don't forget, these guys have to pass other cars too. So it's not nailed on. They're going to make it through the field. It's not nailed on at all that they're going to make it through the field. This puts Norris in 9th, and it's going to be a long 13 laps, folks. But our points on the cards for Norris. Ricciardo playing the wingman role, really, being instructed to hold up Joe as much as he can, back into neutral, push down the pitch, down the back straight. DRS is going to be available down the back straight. We're coming round the corner here. This is now the back side of the track. He's going to get DRS very shortly. We need to just stay ahead. Come on, Daniel. This is vital for Norris. Keep him at bay. Make your McLaren as wide as it can possibly go. Make it wide. Come on. Nope. No, that's it. That's it. Stay ahead. There we go. Nicely done. Balanced and standard. Let's harvest for now. Harvest, 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 harvest. Harvest. It's fine. Make your car wide. Make your car wide. Make your car wide. Deploy down the straight, push down the straight, aggressive down the straight, and hopefully we'll hold him at bay for another lap. Very good, Daniel. Yep. Keep going.
Yeah, understood.
Come on, there we go. Battery dead, battery dead, battery dead. Down to balance, down to standard. Let's harvest again. There we go. Look at this. He's doing a sterling job of holding up Guan Yu Zhou here, but it looks like we make it wide. Make it wide. There we go, Sonny Jim. Where do you think you're going, pal? Not round that side, you're not. That's what he's saying. This is precisely what he's saying into the radio there. Right, Norris. Got Bottas behind him on very fresh tyres. We're not anticipating this being a fair fight, to be honest with you, but we shouldn't be focusing on that for too long because we've got a situation on our hands here where we need to keep Guan Yu at bay.
Okay.
Down the backside of the circuit we go once again.
Okay.
Not giving him the deployment, saving that for the straight.
Let's get back in the rhythm now.
Let's get back into the rhythm. Yeah, Bottas goes past. We're anticipating that. It's these guys that have come in, Gasly particularly. It's Gasly we're keeping a close eye on, because he's the one that's on the fresh tyres. I'd love to see, but we really are. What's he got on him? He's got a fresh set of mediums, not softs. There we go. Same strategy again. We should... I went into neutral, I should have been in harvest. Deploy off the straight, push, attack. I've had him on push and attack for too long. Safety cars deployed here. Safety cars deployed. We've got drama. Drama here. Stop. We have drama. Safety cars ahead. Now in real life we wouldn't have the opportunity to pause it and what shall we do? Get the cigars out. What shall we do? We've got all the time in the world. But this is a game. Who gives a crap? We need points here. Come on. Norris is unfortunately past. It's past. He's past the pits, which means safety. Him coming in to get a fresh set of tyres is gonna be problematic. Meanwhile, Daniel is just coming up to the pits, so with him we can certainly risk it. So coming in for a fresh set of softs, maybe? Can they make it to the end? Of course they can. With less than 15 laps to go. Fresh set of softs coming in under the safety car to take the benefit of the time that we're going to lose is significantly reduced because we're pitting whilst the other cars are going slow around the track, so we lose much less time in the pits. So this is, although not a free pit stop, it's a very cheap pit stop whilst other cars are trundling around under safety car conditions. Bringing Daniel in, this could be good fortune. If it had just happened 20 seconds sooner, we could have brought Lando in too, but Lando is going to be left hung out to dry on worn hard tyres with the pack closed up. Oh, we were too close to the pit line for that to take effect. Right, that's a bugger. That's a bugger. It's Russell! It's Russell that's brought out the safety car. What's happened? What did he do? Well, he's gone off the track and clearly crashed it. Lock up! Oh!
That's an off and a big off.
That's a retirement off. That's terrible. That was a high-speed crash. Look at Toto. Is that Toto? No, it's not. But yes, that's a very bad crash. Is he retired? Yeah, that's a retirement. I hope he's okay because it was a very bad crash. But it's one less to worry about. It means that we go up a position. But the safety car, as I said, has screwed us. I'm struggling to. I want to cancel this pit. I don't think it's taken effect. Norris has got a 10-second gap to Ricciardo, so he can pit. Ricciardo pitting would put him round about here, which isn't that bad. I think we're going to chance it and pit with both of our cars. I think we are. I think we're going to do it. The safety car will be out for some time, so let's take the chance. Let's take the chance. Pit options, soft tyres, fresh softs for Lando. Same again. Fresh softs for Daniel. And once we make our pit stops, see where we come out, we'll cut to when the safety car's going to end, because this will take quite a while.
Confirm. Happy to box at the end.
It's going to take a little bit of a time for us to get collected here, so we might not be getting under full racing conditions again until about lap 42-43, which gives us a 7-lap sprint to the end of this race, and we'll probably follow the entire 7 laps because it's going to be a bit of a barnstormer, I reckon. Points are up for grabs. Different tyre strategies. Some people taking advantage of the cheap pit stop. Some people maybe not so much. We'll see what happens, but I mean, technically speaking, this is going to really spice things up big style. So here comes Norris. Here comes Norris. We should really be conserving
Land if you land.
and recharging.
Okay, understood. And just remind you to use the pit limiter in the pit lane.
So here comes Lando Norris. He's in. Nice pit stop.
Alonso pitted as well.
There we go. Set of best boots, soft tyres, sprint to the end. There we go.
After the tyre.
And here comes Daniel.
Okay.
That puts us into 11th and 12th. No, 10th. Norris is in 10th. So Norris comes out of the pits in 11th. Yeah, look, Tsunoda's just got past us. But let's have a look at Tsunoda's tyres, shall we? Hard, worn tyres. Fresh, soft for us. Should be a no-brainer. Should be a no-brainer. We should cruise on past.
Just be careful with this tyre.
Cruise on past.
Yeah, confirm.
Ricardo in 13th, but he's got Gasly on a fresh set of mediums, but we're on a fresh set of softs.
So recharge on. So safety car is in this lap. Safety car is in this lap.
Yeah, confirm.
You heard it here first, folks. Safety car is in this lap. Lap 40, quite a quick safety car, so 10 full laps of racing to get back underway here. And as we can see from the positions, we're in the train, and fresh sets of softs here. It's Tsunoda we're targeting, it's potentially Joe we're targeting. Maybe even Alonso might start to struggle towards the back end on those 83% worn softs.
Safety car in pit entry now.
So who else? Worn softs for Leclerc, but better condition than the medium. So yeah, Hamilton and Ocon might be in a bit of a risk as well. So this is going to be 10 laps of high octane stuff, high octane action, and we're going to see it right the way through with no cuts. The final 10 laps of this race. We're off and racing, green light conditions, and here we go. Norris has, well, he's dropped back a little bit because we forgot to put our cars onto flipping aggressive and push. What the hell is wrong with you, you damn absolute moron? Holy hell, Potter, get a grip. I bet you were all screaming, what are you doing? Get yourself pushing, man. We're going to go neutral until we need to overtake.
Use the pace now.
Oh, it's okay, folks, I know what I'm doing. I'm a consummate professional. Right, on board with Norris. Here we go. This is it. We've got Leclerc first, we've got Sainz second, we've got Perez in third, Hamilton on one, Haas on in fourth, Ocon in fifth, Bottas right up his Jackson in sixth, we've got seventh is Alonso, Verstappen is eighth. This safety car helping him a little bit. He could well get into some decent points now. Joe is in ninth on one tyre. Oh, it's the Tsunoda that's on one tyres. And we're right behind him. We are right behind him. Here we go. No DRS until 3 laps after the safety car has ended. So no DRS, so we're going to use that deployment down the pit straight with Lando Norris, preparing a manoeuvre very shortly. We might even get him here. We're on very fresh, very fast, very sticky soft tyres here. We may get him before. Let's see. We're not even using ERS, but we are pushing, of course. We've got lots of fuel in the bag. And oh, he's gone up the curb and he's gone up the inside, dipping a wheel over the curb, but he's made the pass stick. Nice job. We're into P10. We're into the points. Guan Yu Zhou next on the hit list. Ricardo not making any gains on Gasly just yet. But here we go. Down the pit straight. Soft tyres. Good traction. Can we do anything with this? We're not going to use our ERS just yet. Not going to use it just yet. We should ideally be a little bit closer than this. Ricardo. If we could get a double points finish, that would be great. So we will focus on Ricardo as well. He's been given the push order, so it's not as if we're neglecting him here, but he has to battle past of his own volition for now. I'm going to save that. I'm going to save our ERS for when we really need it. For right now, our tyre advantage is as much pace as we need to make this work, I think. So Joe, on those kind of worn mediums, we want to just hang fire with the pushing, I think, a little bit, because our tyres will go off very quick. The soft tyre. Look at this. Right, we're gonna hopefully get one of these guys down the back straight too. We'll give him. He's got the full engine mode. We might give him a little bit of deployment. Look at that! Look at all the cars ahead. Look at all these cars ahead. Let's have a look at this. This is it's absolute bedlam here. The safety car concertinaing the pack up and different tyre lives, different tyres. Some on hard, some on soft, some on medium. It's absolute. It's going to be carnage. I'd be surprised if there's not another accident here, given the situation. But right, here we go. Lando down the pit straight. DRS is now enabled, so DRS at the next detection point. Right, let's see what happens here. I think we need to start to manage this. I mean, we've got at least 1 point, but there's more points on the table. Joe, probably as high as we get. I say 9th and 11th as possible. Maybe. Let's get Norris into 9th first, and then Ricciardo. Sonoda. He was one on the worn hards, yeah. So, definitely should be targeting him at some point. Might even target him up the back straight. We're close enough. Right, deploy. And aggressive. There we go. Let's target him up the back straight. Targeting up the back straight here. Come on. Here we go. Let's get past him. Let's get... Oh, this should be easy. This should be easy. Come on, Daniel. Come on, Danielson. Sheesh kebab. Hold back cars behind? I don't think so, pal. I just remembered I had that on. It's off now. It's off now, folks. Thankfully there's no cars behind us to hold up. Or is there? Oh, yes, there is. Whoa! Jesus Christ, we're getting closer to the barrier, mate! Good lord, that was really close to the barrier. Right, we can still push on the engine. Where's Lando? Let's have a look. Here we go. Deployment down the back straight.
McLaren with a great overtake.
I want to watch that again. He was very close to the barrier.
Now look at this. Daniel Ricciardo involved here.
Look at this. Look at this. Oh, scything. He must have been that much away from the barrier. So close.
Goodness me. There they go. Moving ahead of the other driver.
Thank you, Crafty. So, yes, Daniel is ahead of Gasly. Has the softer tyres on now and should make this stick. But... No, sorry, Ricciardo ahead of Sonoda. Right, here we go. That's it, we're up to P9. We're up to P... No, we're not, sorry. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Come on, get out of my way, you little blooder. Get your elbows out, come on. Here we go, we're up to P9, we're up to P9.
Nice work.
Preserve the tyres, here we go. In fact, how is the tyre life?
McLaren gain a position.
We've got lots of tyre. We could probably push from start. We can push the tyres right to the very end. To be fair, you know, we've got 6 laps to go. What are we doing? We should be full beans here.
Let's see what pace you can do.
We should be full beans. Alonso, is it Alonso or is it Ocon? This Ocon is holding us all up. He's on worn hards. Ocon should fall back through this pack here. We need to get past him. Oh! Whoa! Verstappen is... Oh! Good lord! I've never seen that before. Red flag! Race is stopped! Race is stopped! Red flag! Verstappen breaking out the red flag. Jesus, that was a hideous accident right in front of our very eyes. Holy hell, red flag! Oh, wow! Whew, race stopped. Now, for those of you not au fait with F1, a red flag situation means everybody returns to the pits in their current positions. We will then form up again on the grid for a restart. A standing start from the grid. So this is really going to shake things up. But we can put fresh tyres on, which means everybody gets fresh tyres for the final 6 laps, which is a kind of a bugbear for us because we had a tyre advantage, which is now being negated. But that was dramatic. Right. We'll get a replay of this. We'll get a replay. Cars to return to the pits. We can fix damage. We can put new tyres on.
Now here we see Max Verstappen.
Oh, he's taken out another car as well. Verstappen's weekend ends in misery. He crashed in qualifying,
To be a big blow to the team.
and he's crashed in the
Will he be
race.
able to recover? We'll see.
I bet Horner's having a right. Right, here we go. I've never seen a red flag in this game before. So, yeah, teams can make limited changes to their cars, can't serve penalties, 20 minutes to get things sorted. We can put new tyres on, but we basically form up on the grid and restart as if it's, well, a standing start, as if it's the start of the race, and we go again. As I said, that really doesn't help us because we've had our tyre advantage negated, but hey, it's the nature of the beast. 10th and 8th, let's continue. Let's go on to we haven't got a fresh set of mediums. We've got a fresher set of softs, which we'll use with car 1. And with car 2, we've got a fresher set of softs too, so that's fine. We'll use fairly fresh softs. And it's basically going to be push from start to end for everybody. We've got 20 minutes to wait.
We're set once more.
So here we go.
And soon
Standing
we'll
restart
continue this race.
after a red flag. Here we go. We're off and racing.
Out, and
Lando
away we
Norris
go.
in 8th position. Here we go. We're on board with Lando. Is everybody on soft tyres now? Yes, of course we are. It makes sense. Oh, please, we need points. We need points. Ricciardo in 10th. He's just about going up the inside of Gasly. He's got his nose in front. Lando up to 7th position here. 7th position. We're full attack mode for the rest of this race.
So just keep taking care. You're doing a good job.
Let's watch the
Let's see
replay.
what happened there.
Let's watch the
Daniel
replay.
Ricciardo involved here.
Daniel Ricciardo side by side with Gasly. He takes him, he sticks his foot down, he gets his elbows out, and he
Getting in position
edges
there.
ahead.
Oh, they make it-
Oh boy, right, here we go. There's 5 laps to go, including the one we're on now. Norris 7th, Ricciardo 9th, double points finish is on the cards. I mean, I'll be happy with this. I'll be happy to finish 7th. I mean, Ocon is ahead of us, but I mean, come on. Let's not be greedy here. Let's take the 7th and 9th But maybe we should be more ambitious. Maybe we should. I think attacking is maybe putting too much heat into the tyre. So we'll go aggressive rather than attack. So no DRS at the moment. Again, 3 laps after restart, which means we'll get DRS for the last couple of laps. So using deployment right now down the pit straight might be the best bet. So here we go. Full deploy. Full deploy.
Okay, use deploy.
Use deploy, use deploy, use deploy. He's a bit far away from Bottas, but we're much closer to Ocon here. Full deploy. We've got a big speed differential right about now. Is it enough to nab him into the first corner? Maybe should have used overtake rather than deploy to deploy more of the system on the straight itself. Maybe my faux pas there.
So there are 4 laps to go.
Deploy again. We are harassing. We are pushing Ocon. We're trying to go up the inside, which switches to the outside, which will switch back to the inside. We are... Oh! We don't need any more red flags, Lando. Thank you. Just be careful, mate. We're going to neutral. No, that's the wrong person I'm looking at here. I'm getting confused with all the excitement going on, but Ricciardo is in 9th position and he's on the back of Bottas. It is 4 laps, including this one. Sainz has got Leclerc. Perez, Hamilton. Leclerc will be spitting feathers if he does not win this race. He had it under full control, but we know what the statistics told us. The statistics told us safety cars are a potential. And we got one, and we got a red flag as well. The street circuit of Azerbaijan, a high-speed street circuit, bound to bring out crashes, and it has proven to be the case here today. Right, we're losing our position here. We're just drifting away from Ocon, using deploy, using overtake. In fact, let's not make the same mistake again. DRS is now open. We have DRS. A double overtake, a double overtake, a double overtake, a double overtake. 5th position with Lando Norris. Deployment, make it stick.
This is really good.
Attack, 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 attack.
Okay, Lando, 100% pace, 100%.
Deploy for Ricciardo 2. Can he get past both of them? Here we go. This has been absolutely... could have watched the replay there. No, let's watch it.
Take a look now.
Oh, this is Ricciardo.
Involved here.
This is Ricciardo on Bottas. Ricciardo passing Bottas. Hence why he's on the back of the Alpines. The McLaren's coming alive here in the final few laps of this race. Lando, pedal to the metal, full deployment. Fresh-ish tyres. Trying to set a gap to Ocon so that the DRS does not apply. And here comes Danny Rick, right on the back of him, given full deployment too. Come on, my son, come on. Perez is past both Ferraris. How has this happened? Holy cow, Red Bull. I can imagine they're doing a bit of a dance in the pit, having seen that happen. Look at how close Daniel is. Look how close Daniel is. Can he make it down the pit straight? Overtake, full attack.
Use overtake.
Aggressive,
Yep, understood.
neutral, conserve now. ERS battery life for Lando is gone. Ricciardo, here we go. He's blasting down, but is he gonna... No, he's not.
Just be careful with this tyre.
He's not gonna make it stick there, but Norris.
Okay, keep looking after the tyre.
Uh-oh. Right, this is gonna be a full management for the next 2 laps. I want 5th position. Daniel,
2 laps to go.
it's up 2 laps to go. I'll give you deploy. Make it work if you can. Make it work. But for Norris, we are going to manage this as best we can. We will not let them pass. By hook or by crook, we will not let them pass. We will harvest. So we've already harvested
Recharge on is okay,
as
please.
much as we can this lap, but by putting it into harvest, we don't deploy as much. So we can save our deployment for the straight. Going on full attack.
100% pace, 100% pace.
Maintain this gap. Maintain this gap. Daniel. Oh boy, oh boy. I mean, the red flag, it did negate our tyre advantage, but it doesn't seem to have harmed us too badly. Right, deploy down the straight. Oh no, don't tell me. Don't tell me he's passed us. Full overtake, full overtake. Because he passed us right before the detection line, he screwed himself. He screwed himself. We've got DRS. Last lap, Charles Leclerc. Last lap. He's passed Perez. Perez, this is a monster battle at the front of the field, which we can't watch because we have a battle ourselves here. Daniel trying. He's got ahead of one of the Alpines. He's got ahead of one of the Alpines. Alonso punted out of 7th position rather unceremoniously by Daniel Ricciardo. And he's got his sights on Ocon. He's got his sights on Ocon. Giving him the full attack now for the final lap. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this.
Daniel Ricciardo involved here.
Up the inside. Up the inside. A job well done, sir. A job well done. Come on, come on, Daniel. You can do it. I don't want to switch from this position. I'm more concerned about keeping 5th. Right, we've got harvest. We're going to go to neutral now. We've got neutral
You can
down.
turn recharge off if you want to.
Yeah, confirm.
Daniel is out of ERS here. He's going to have to be very careful against Alonso behind him. But 5th and 7th as a position, as a finishing position, we will definitely take it. Look at that. He's got Alonso all over the back of him. I think Lando is safer than Ricciardo. Right, deploy down pit straight. Full attack. We should have this. We should have this. We should have this. He's going to have DRS, but we should have this. Here comes the line, folks. Here comes the line. Here comes the line. 5th position. 7th position. As it's going to finish like that, I imagine. Yep. Oh,
Okay, Lando, that is the checkered flag.
oh,
so we are
5th and 7th.
Yeah, good job. I think we could have done a lot more.
Doesn't sound very happy, does he?
well done, dude.
Did he just say, well done, dude? Well done, dude. A well-earned round of applause there.
Lando Norris can be proud. What a fantastic performance from him.
Not a bad day in the office at all.
A fantastic result for McLaren there.
They do say success breeds success, and I'm sure the team will be hoping that holds true.
And after this result, the team is 4th in the Constructors'
Fourth! Bloody hell.
And for the next round, Formula One is heading down under. Exciting times ahead in Australia on the shores of the Albert Park Lake.
Happy bunnies. We're happy bunnies. So let's have a look. So Carlos Sainz, we couldn't watch the race at the front because we were too embroiled in our own battle. But Carlos Sainz finishing first ahead of Leclerc. He will be gutted. He was cruising before that red flag and safety car situation. Perez finishing in third. A gallant effort, but fighting off against 2 Ferraris on your own. Difficult job, but a decent result. Hamilton finishing in 4th, qualified in 6th. Good position for him. Lando Norris making up 6 positions to finish in 5th in the McLaren. A sterling effort, some good fortune, maybe, some decent strategy and a good drive. Well earned there. Ocon in the Alpine 6th, Ricciardo 7th, Alonso 8th, Bottas dropping 5 positions, qualified in 4th, finished in 9th. A day to forget for him, and Gasly rounding out the point scoring positions in the top 10. So what does that do for the Drivers' Championship? Well, it puts Carlos Sainz top of the pile. Top of the pile with 51. 33 Charles Leclerc. We've got Perez on 27 and Hamilton 22. Max Verstappen with 18. Bit of work to do. Day to forget. Weekend to forget. Causing 2 incidents and scoring 0 points, and no doubt costing his team some money, having to replace some of those damaged parts, no doubt. Lando up to 6th position with 10 points. Well done. Daniel Ricciardo was 6th, with 6 points in 10th position. In the Constructors, Ferrari, of course, way out in front at the moment. Red Bull 2nd, some work to do. Mercedes 3rd, and look at that. McLaren matching their Constructors position from last season. 2021, of course, not the 22 season we just had. In 4th position so far, 1 point ahead of Alpine. They will be over the moon, I'm sure, with that one. Okay. Driver bonuses. So both of our drivers getting bonuses due to their finishing positions, which cuts into our race income. That's a bit annoying. When I renegotiate their contracts, that's the first thing that Potter shall be removing. Performance-based pay? Don't be ridiculous. What's that about? Right, so our season, let's have a look. We'll finish off by looking at the inbox here. Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. I mean, ultimately, this write-up probably isn't doing the race justice. It started off as a procession, it ended in chaos. Exceeding expectations, our confidence in you as a leader, Potter, has grown quite a bit. And what is that confidence? Medium. Medium. I mean, it is only the second race, isn't it? Let's be honest. But hopefully there will be more of the same. The next race weekend will be Albert Park, Australia, Melbourne, Australia. We'll see what happens, but to replicate this, it's unlikely. But let's enjoy it while we can. Let's pop the champagne. It's been a good race weekend. Until next time, folks, we'll head straight into Australia. I'll see you soon.